Commanders, this week marks a huge milestone in Marvel Strike Force, the first event where the leaderboard rewards will include some coveted Gear 20 pieces. On top of that, today's Envoy announcement unveiled the Professor X Saga, making it the perfect time to fine-tune your event strategy. In today's video, we're breaking down the 7th Voyage and the 7th Year Bash events. These two events are going to feed into the month-long 7th anniversary celebration and do require minimal effort. But the real highlight this week is a hero's journey. And if you want those sweet Gear 20 rewards, this is the event to focus on. So let's dive in and make sure you're maximizing your gains. And before we get into any of the events, we had a very exciting announcement from the Envoys earlier. The Age of X Saga has officially been laid out in front of us. We now know pretty much all the details regarding this saga. So let's go over it a little bit. So there are 3 difficulties for the Professor X Saga. There is hard, heroic, and extreme. They have multiple missions available, and you need to earn 3 stars on every mission to unlock Professor Xavier. Now, you'll see that it says all 4 bosses. Yes, there are 4 bosses for this saga. Prepare your roster. The Professor Xavier Saga is a massive multi-phase event featuring over 50 missions that will put your roster to the test. Awesome. This seems massive. I'm getting very excited about this. Mission nodes will have specific trait restrictions, so you'll need to strategize your squad composition. Each node also has a minimum gear tier requirement, with early missions starting at gear tier 17 and 18. Brilliant. That when you're a new player, you can get to that, I think, within like 3 to 4 months now. So 3 to 4 months, if you started the game today and you're watching this video, you should be able to start your road to Professor Xavier as well. You're going to have the freedom to choose your teams within these restrictions. So theory craft your way to victory with your preferred characters. Now, we know probably that you won't be able to use your all preferred characters. Like we might not be able to take Spider-Man, for example, into the city nodes if there are city nodes. We're going to read about that in a minute. But I do like the fact that there is some form of theory crafting available here. Early missions will also reward valuable resources to help power up your roster for the later, more difficult battles. This is a win. This is like the most excited I've been about Marvel Strike Force in the past few months. This was incredibly interesting. Boss battles. Each chapter of the saga features a series of missions that culminate in a showdown against a different, powerful boss enemy. Just like Battle World, you'll see a display of the boss's health and ability energy along the top of the screen for easy viewing. And I didn't put this in the slides here, but they have even said in it that the bosses will have different abilities than what our standard characters have. So the bosses are Nimrod, Shadow King, Gladiator, and Dark Professor Xavier. It's going to be really cool. And speaking of that, here are the bosses and the nodes and the difficulties. So we have Nimrod starting off at the hard difficulty with 4 missions, and that's where you require gear tier 17. But there are any traits available on this, so this is really good for up and coming players. People who are already at the end game and probably chasing this gear 20. We're probably going to have to be a lot more strict on what we do to make the most of our resources and to build positively for getting this done. So we have City as a trait, Global, but then split down into Villains Global and Heroes Global later on, and then Cosmic and Villains Cosmic and Lalandra and Hero Cosmic. So there are probably some absolute keeps in this to start off with, like Odin is probably a definite, Mephisto, but do not equip any gear 20 as of yet when you get it, because you're going to want to build the best to get through this the quickest. So it might be that your best bet is to actually build some of those city characters first off out the gate, before you start building things like Odin and Mephisto, who are going to be needed on the later levels, I bet. But is this going to be something that is needed right away? And they have given us a little bit of information about Gear Tier 20 and Professor Xavier's unlock. So he is going to arrive to us as a full 7-star unlock. Now, I think this is the first time ever that we haven't had like a baby of a character. We are getting the full power of Xavier in one go. But to do that, you're going to need to have your characters equipped to Gear Tier 20, and you're going to need to have completed all the missions at a 3-star, which means probably a bit like the missions that we have already, that you are going to have to clear those nodes without losing any characters. Upgrading characters to Gear Tier 20 will use the Gear Tier 20 mini uniques, which you can earn through upcoming events. And that is going to, the first bits of Gear Tier 20 are going to arrive with us on the 17th of March at 2 p.m. PDT. There is also going to be some X coins, which is going to be a currency that we're going to be able to earn through events. And there'll be a shop that we can spend those in to also get Gear Tier 20 mini uniques of your choice. I wonder how much of this is going to be very free to play friendly and how much of this is going to be locked behind Whalestones, but we will do the best we can in events, and I'm going to help guide you guys the best I can through all these events. And the saga begins the 14th of April 2025. It is not very far away. A month and 4 days, and we will be beginning our Professor X Saga, and I will have this all on the channel for you guys as I go through it. I'm going to record the entire saga, I think, because this is just epic. And to help you with the Professor X Saga, they said he wasn't required, but it was recommended. Shadow King has come back for his trials as of time of recording, and I have updated the infographic. This infographic will be available in the Jetson Squad Discord, as well as in my YouTube community tab. There have been some small changes. I am trying to make these infographics more and more relevant to the new stat meta, to the newer characters, trying to leave some of those older characters behind. So you'll see here that on the global villain nodes, I have ditched the Cabal characters. Now, if you have the Cabal built, they are possibly still some of the better characters for the global villain node. However, we're looking at building positively here. We're looking at building forwards. So the Orcus team with Apocalypse is a shoo-in. The Brawler non-mythic node is another place that has changed ever so slightly. Val, although she is down there in the alternatives, and there are some new brawlers available. There is Medusa, but all she does is adds damage to it, which isn't really needed on the brawler nodes. Control is what is needed for those brawler nodes. So that is one. The other one is Omega Red Phoenix Force. That's another new brawler that we've had come to the game. Again, a lot of his abilities are tied behind Cosmic Crucible. Yes, you do have Cosmic Crucible mode available in this because of the Illuminati. But again, I don't think he does enough. And so my new choice of Brawler non-mythic is going to be Lady Deathstrike. It is going to be Thanos Endgame. It is going to be Nightcrawler, Guardian, and Blade. I think those 5 characters will absolutely rinse through the Brawler nodes, even that very hard Sentinel Brawler node that we have. And then the Mercenaries or Undying is literally the Mercs for Money show. There are some key tips to this trial, which again, I already have a video out, which I'm going to leave a link in the description down below for, and there will be one up in the card up in the top corner there. But also, I will be doing a brand new video for this run of the Shadow King trial. Right, so let's get into the 7th anniversary and let's look at where I am in the month-long event, and hopefully you are there or thereabouts if you followed my advice from last week. So at, well, just before recording this, I was at 210,050 points. putting us at nearly milestone 15. That should be what you should be at if you have claimed all your daily free claims and got all the event currency. So what does week 2 of the 7th anniversary have in store for us? Well, we have 7th Voyage. This is the event that is going on as we speak. It is going to end out on the 17th of March at 2 p.m. PDT or 9 p.m. GMT, because we still haven't had our daylight savings here in the UK. That is in a couple of weeks' time. So at the moment, it is 2 p.m. for the States or 9 p.m. for us. We also have 7th Year Bash, which is a repeat of last week's event. We also have a Hero's Journey. This is the most important event this week. It is a 7-day event. So like the other two, it is going to finish on the 17th of March at 2 p.m. PDT or 9 p.m. GMT. And the quick rumble this week is Guardians Day. It's going to start on Friday the 14th of March and finish on Sunday the 16th of March. And you are going to get extra points this week for using your Guardians characters. So hopefully you've got a lot of those at 7 stars already, especially with Rocket and Groot recently having that rework for the Starjammers team. And so let's break down the web milestone first. 7th Year Bash. Very simple event. You're spending eventful energy and starship energy. The eventful energy is the 7th year anniversary energy. The starship energy is the Starjammers showcase energy. You're going to get 50,000 7th year tokens from this, which all goes towards the month-long event. And your to-do list is to spend your incoming eventful energy, which is 288 per day if you don't let it cap out, and your incoming starship energy of 288 energy, again, if you don't let that cap out, and you will get all those points. Very, very simple event to do. 7th Voyage. This is the solo event for the 7th anniversary this week. In this event, you're going to be collecting 7th Voyage milestone points, playing battles with city characters, and playing Blitz with Shield Medic at 7 yellow stars. I've got a reasonable free-to-play total down at 240,000 points because it is reasonable to be able to do this. And your to-do list for this event is to do 3 blitz rotations with all your city characters. Now, you are going to have to do the blitzing for the character blitz, which starts today. We will then have the quick rumble at the weekend, at which you'll probably have to do between 1 to 2 blitz rotations anyway. And then you've got the premium orb blitz and the red star orb blitz. So 3 blitz rotations over this week should be nothing and be able to cap out those 75,000 points. You're going to want to blitz with your 7-star shield medic. And again, even if you've joined today in the game or you've just become to a commander level now in the game where you're able to take part in this 7th Voyage, you will get a 7-star shield medic very, very early on in this, because it is a very early reward in the month-long event. And you're going to want to complete the all clear daily objectives. So you don't need to complete all the optional objectives, just the basic objectives to get the all clear objective done. And with that, you will more than clear the milestones for this week's event. 180,000 points is all you do need to get. So you don't even have to play all those battles with the city characters if you don't want to, but it's worth doing just for completionist's sake. We are going to get Jean Grey shards in this event, which is really nice. A 7 red star shield medic if you really need it, and a 3 diamond shield medic, which I know there has been a lot of talk or comments online about shield medic possibly being reworked for a new team, which could be quite funny. You're also going to get your 7th year tokens and some commander XP for those of you who are not yet at commander level 105. And very importantly, you are going to get the Jean Grey 7th anniversary costume, which looks a little bit like this. Very nice rewards for not doing an awful lot in the game. Thank you very much, Scopely, for this very easy event. And for those of you that do want to see the breakdown of the math, because some of you are math geeks just like me, you're going to need 188 battles with the city characters to get the points total, the full points total for the limit, which equals 2.56 if you're using all the city characters that are available in the game. And that, like I said, is basically 3 blitz rotations. And that'll get you 75,000 points there. Your blitz with shield medic at 7 yellow stars is worth 30,000 points. And your 7th Voyage milestone points comes from your daily all clear daily objective. It is 20,000 points at a time. So over the 7 days, that's your 140,000 points. Very, very simple. Now we come on to the main event. This is the one, a hero's journey. What are we going to be doing in this event? So we are going to be battling in Cosmic Crucible. We are going to be using our Star Jammers in Cosmic Crucible. We are going to be using Lalandra in Cosmic Crucible, and we are going to be earning Hero's Journey Orb fragments from ISO 8 campaign nodes. Now, there are additional inputs that are available, which is using Howard the Duck and Havoc in Cosmic Crucible at 4 stars, 5 stars, and 6 stars. Now, that is a really nice change because beforehand, it used to be 5, 6, and 7. So you can see they are trying to entice people to maybe not have to spend as much and get that full 7 yellow star unlock to get all the points, but also to try and entice people in to maybe power core for the 4 yellow stars, or, you know, or spend for the 4 yellow stars if you do spend. And I'll be honest with you guys, this week, if you are able to get Howard the Duck and Havoc at 4 yellow stars, it might well be worth the power cores. You're also going to use, like I said, use Lalandra in Cosmic Crucible. We should all have her unlocked by now. Our reasonable free-to-play total is 139,140 points. And to do this, you are going to need to do 4 50 core refreshes, or 1 free refresh plaque plus the 3 50 core refreshes of ISO 8 campaign energy. You're going to want to do 6 Cosmic Crucible battles in each trial this week. And you're going to want to use Lalandra, Groot, and Rocket twice in Cosmic Crucible this week. And that is if you don't have Howard or Havoc unlocked. So very easy to do with all the free-to-play inputs that we already have and all the free-to-play resources that we already have. And you're going to want to go to the web store to collect your daily free claim, which I will leave a link to the web store in the description down below. And that 139,140 points, where is that going to get us on the milestone board? So that is going to land us just over milestone 14. Which is going to get you some Commander XP. It is going to get you some T3L1 ions, some T3 ISO 8 orb fragments. So there is a lot available in here. It is just shy of, well, it's not just shy, it's quite a push to get to milestone 15, where you've got 8 million gold available, and even more further down for those L4 training modules, which would be really nice to get hold of if you can, but I think that is way out of free-to-play territory. Now, you could have saved some event ISO 8 energy over the weekend if you watched my video on Friday. Possibly you've done that. Possibly you've called for Howard the Duck. Possibly you've called for Havoc, or you're going to call for Havoc on Thursday when he comes out. So hopefully you might be able to get a little bit further in this event than just milestone 14. And so here are the math behind this. So your ISO 8 energy, we get 1130 per day. That includes your 450 core refreshes and your web milestone. It is a 4-to-1 fragment to energy ratio on the ISO 8 orbs. So that is going to give you 31,640 points. And that is the orb here, the Hero's Journey orb. Now, there are some nice little bits in there, and we're just going to go and take a look at this orb in game. Okay, so here is the Hero's Journey orb, and in the left-hand pillar, we have some gold here, which you can see. My frame is cutting off the bottom of this, but it's a 11.11% chance of getting 1.5 million gold. and an equal 44.44% chance to get either 250,000 gold, which isn't a lot, or 750,000 gold, which again isn't too much, especially as you go up those commander levels. The other reward that you could get from this is some training modules, T4 training modules, or L4 training modules, should I say. 10 is going to be 45.45% chance, so that is going to be the most common drop. 50 being the least common drop at 9.09% chance, and then 20 and 30 respectively in between. The center pillar does include some shards, so your common shard drop at 70% of the time is going to be some of the farmable characters, but this will help some of you. Now, there are some unfarmables here. There is Hercules, there is Medusa, and there is Peggy Carter. All of these are unfarmable. The rest of them, though, Ancient One, Blade, Dakin, Deathpool, sorry, Omega Sentinel, and Nimrod, they are all farmable characters at current, but they are in there because we are currently within the Shadow King event, so they are trying to help people get those characters up and running for the Shadow King trials. Common shard drop at 30%, however, does include a 25% chance to get Peggy Carter, 15 shards of, and then a 37.5% chance equal to get either Medusa or Hercules shards. Really nice. Getting these characters up in their star level really quite nicely at the moment with this new method. And then your right pillar has got some more farmable characters: Hank Pym, Mr. Fantastic, Black Panther Shuri, and the 3 Annihilators. Okay, your other inputs, as we said, battling Cosmic Crucible, you're going to need 18 Cosmic Crucible battles with your free trials. That's 6 Cosmic Crucible battles per trial. Starjammers, pretty simple. You need basically 2 Starjammers per trial. So even if you didn't have Lilandra built and you just used Rocket and Groot who were built, or even if they're not built, use them as a sack team for a Mephisto team or whatever. But that's going to get you 25,000 points. And then Lilandra in Cosmic Crucible is going to get you another 25,000 points. And the daily free claim is 500 Hero's Journey Orb Fragments. So very, very nice. 3,500 points from that. That'll get us all of that. But why do I say about the Howard the Duck and Havoc and, you know, Hoarding campaign or ISO 8 campaign energy? Well, because we are now in a leaderboard situation, and realistically you want to be aiming for this 1 to 3% for these G20 mini uniques. They are very, very important. Don't worry about the top 1,000 because you're probably not going to get there unless you're spending. I have a feeling this will be very hotly contested. And we are going to take a look at the leaderboards in this, because this will really show how contested and how many active players we have playing Marvel Strike Force at this moment in time. And that wraps up our breakdown of this week's events, Commanders, with the first ever Gear Tier 20 rewards up for grabs and the Professor X Saga on the horizon. Now is the time to make every resource count. Make sure you're prioritizing a hero's journey to get the most out of this milestone event. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force updates, and drop a comment with your event strategy. Stay sharp, play smart, and as always, stay positive.